Hey, this is Ashley, and this video tutorial focuses on Zoom with how to record. So, first caveat is we are not promoting recording with students. You're not to be recording when you have students in a room or any meetings with other people. The purpose of being able to use this tool of recording is if you want to record a lesson. And this is a place where you can kind of do everything within Zoom. You don't have to use other programs. So you can decide, okay, I want to record a lesson that's a little tutorial or an explanation of how to do something. I'm going to use this Zoom recording space in order to do that as well. So the first step that you would do is note that you cannot do this on the web-based program because it doesn't have the whiteboard. Now you can maybe choose to do it if you're just going to talk through something, but I really recommend it if you are going to use it that you be using the app in order to do it, again because of the whiteboard feature. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my dock and I'm going to open up my Zoom area. I'm going to click on new meeting and it's going to take me directly to my room or my personal meeting room. I'm going to click join with audio, and I'm right now choosing not to start my video. I could if I wanted to. Note that at any point you can enlarge your screen to kind of, get rid of the background noise, or visual background noise, I should say. However, to get started with it, when you're in this space, you'll see your controls at the bottom. It's not recording yet until I end up hitting the record button. So you see here's the record button, but that's not where we're going to hit it. I'm going to share my screen because right now my purpose is I'm going to do some type of tutorial where I want to share with students how to do something. And again, if I'm choosing to have my camera on, it'll have my little video of myself in the corner during the time where I'm talking on the whiteboard. If that's what you want to do, you can. But right now, again, I'm showing you how it would be done without there being a video on. So I would click whiteboard and I would click share. So here, again, you see all the other windows I already had open there. So the first thing before you start doing anything else, I would say is to maximize or make your window larger. And then I will also suggest um, moving your toolbar in a place that's comfortable for you. Notice that when you go away from the top area over time, it will go down, it'll raise out of the way. But at any time you can kind of hover and it'll drop back down. And at any time I also can start my video. But again, I'm choosing not to. So first thing I would suggest is deciding, getting a plan set of what you're going to do, how I want to do it. Play with the tools, play with Spotlight, play with Stamp. um, I want to stamp it with a heart, or I want to use an arrow here, draw an arrow for it to signify to go to something, or I want to move the arrow. Play around with the tools first. The draw tool maybe something is where if you're doing fractions or adding or subtracting anything, you can do that here. But as always, kind of get familiar with what you're working with first and before moving on. So again, you can use the whiteboard to share. You can use, sharing your screen in order to show like a video or show something else. But again, I'm showing you specifically with the whiteboard right now of how to do it. So once you, kind of got yourself set, if you're going to use the whiteboard portion, you're now ready to say, okay, I'm ready to record. So maybe you want something already preset on your screen, or you want to have it blank. That's up to you. But I'm gonna hover. Ooh, click back here. I'm gonna hover back so my top tools drop down. I'm gonna click on more. Once I'm in more, I'm gonna click on record on this computer. Right away, you'll see the little red dot shows me it's recording. So now I'm ready to talk and kind of turn it on as the teacher and kind of talk through what I want them to know, what I want them to see, X, Y, Z. It's continuing to record. So what I can choose to do is while it's recording, I at any point can pause it. And I'm sorry, that was pausing my share. So you have to be careful between the two of those, pausing your share and pausing the recording. So I'm going to go back over here. And if I want to pause my recording, I can use my shortcut, which is Command Shift P, or to stop the recording, Command Shift R. So for pause, I'm just going to click pause right now. And then I'm going to stop sharing my whiteboard. So it says right up here that my recording is paused. And let's say I decide, okay, well, I paused the recording and I got myself to a great stopping point. I now want to share. Let's see, I now want to go back. I don't want to share this particular my desktop. I want to share maybe a PowerPoint or something else on my desktop. I can click desktop and it'll share whatever's on my desktop at the time. So you can decide, okay, well, I don't want this on here right now. I want this to be minimized or put away. I don't want that visible. This is what I want people to see. And you can have that up and available. And then you say, okay, now I am ready to unpause and continue. And I can click resume recording. And then as I resume the recording, I continue, I share everything that I want to say and do. And again, I can use my shortcut Command Shift P to pause or Command Shift R to stop the recording. So I'm actually going to stop the recording. So now that I've stopped the recording, then I'm going to stop the share. And then I'm back to my main screen. Now I'm finished with everything. I've done all that I want to do. I have nothing else I want to record now because I can repeat this process for the next recording. I'm now going to end my meeting. And you may be saying, well, how do I get my recording? So as soon as you end the meeting, this pops up and it'll say converting meeting recording. It will convert it right in front of your eyes and it'll actually show you exactly where it's going to go. So it'll then show me that it is in this particular folder called Mrs. Craig's Personal Meeting Room and in the folder called, 2024-15. But I may say to myself, honestly, I don't know exactly where that is on my computer. So I'm going to move it somewhere where I do know what it is. And before I move it, I'm going to rename it. So I like to do my 2-finger click. If you take 2 fingers and you click on the bottom of your trackpad, if you're using a computer or a Mac, if you're using a Dell or HP, any other Microsoft based computer, you can right click and it should pop up as well. And then you can go to rename and maybe I'll just call it my awesome video and it's saved as an MP4. And I just hit enter so that I can see it here and the name is changed. And I'm just going to drag it to the spot where it says desktop and leave it on my desktop because as default, desktop is a place where we all can get to find something easily. So that's it. That's how you get your recording. And then from there, you can pull it into any other platform of which you would prefer to share it out. If you have any questions regarding recordings, do not hesitate to reach out. My email is craiga@lmsd.org. Again, that's CRAIGA at lmsd.org.